Halas, what's the experience been like so far coming here yesterday, meeting all the new teammates and coaches, and today getting on the field?
Man, exciting, a true blessing. You know, coming in, it still doesn't feel real yet, so we'll see when I put on the helmet for practice today. Really just taking everything in and, establishing a role on this team.
What have your interactions with Justin been like so far?
I haven't seen him yet since I've been down here, but we've been texting. We've been texting on the phone and FaceTime and just, manifesting, what's to come. But, yeah, pretty much. Most likely I'll probably link up with him when I get back out here.
You mentioned Hester to us when we talked to you on the phone last week. When you think him as a return man, and what strikes you, and why did you bring his name up when you thought about the Chicago Bears?
Man, when I think of David Hester, I think of greatness, fearless. It just seemed like he slowed everything down, from like his cuts, his decision making. Like we knew, even on Madden back in the days, like he was like a 99 overall speed, or I'm pretty sure. And so like his craft, it's just so much, that goes with his game and stuff. And I was watching him ever since I was young. Was a huge impact on my return game as a kid, but. When his name comes up, I think of greatness.
When was it you realized in your football career that returning was something that you had gifts with?
I would say Pop Warner when I was in Park League, when I had my first kickoff return against a real good Park League team that at the time lost one game since they've been 4 years old, and we were 10 at the time. And I'll say then I realized, sky's the limit when it came to that. And ever since then, I've just been perfecting my craft.
What was that return? Can you describe that return?
Well, it was really in Park League, we didn't have no field or no middle, a boundary return. The ball was just rolling on the ground, and I picked it up. But I remember at a point that I was slow picking it up so I could bring them in a little more, and then I picked it up, and I knew I'd get away with speed, and then I just followed my blocks. But I remember that like it was yesterday, and that's been so long ago, like 12 years ago.
Velus, have you done, the specific speed training over the years? How did you train for the combine to get the 40 time that you did? Is there anything that's been specific that you've added? So
when it came to training for the combine, I knew my 40 time was going to be real important. So that was my decision to go to Bomarito, and Pete, in my opinion, is the best in this business when it comes to speed. And so it was like technique things. I knew I had great acceleration, but I definitely, needed to work on my start. And so I went to Pete and got all that down packed with him. And, I peaked at the right time, and, he said I would. And so I just trusted the process, putting in work each and every day, not looking too far along the line when it came to the combine. But, Pete definitely came in clutch with me, and so that was a great decision of me going out there training with him.
Did you run track in high school, or have you always naturally been as fast as you are now?
Yeah, I did run track in high school. I was fast when I was younger because I remember being in Park League. Bill Silver was my Park League coach, and he was just saying he's going to make me a superstar because I was already fast, and that's my first position on offense was running back. I played cornerback before then. And so I was a late bloomer, like growing up. I remember I was always the smallest one. I was fast, but everybody got much bigger and things like that. But I was like a late bloomer. So I would say my elite speed didn't really kick in until like my junior year in high school. But speed always ran in my family when it came to my grandmother, my older cousin Colin, and then my dad. And so speed is always something we had in our genes.
How much does being a return man impact your development as a receiver? Because at this level, there's a lot to learn.
I would say
It's tougher to do both.
You wish you were a dedicated receiver so you could just work on that.
I would say it's really a blessing. Me, I came here, I want to win games, and I want to help this coaching staff win games, and I'm all about winning. And any way I can affect the game, definitely in the return game and as a receiver. I feel like you can never learn enough, and however, I can help my team. And so, no, I'm blessed that I can do both because I can impact the game in different ways, especially for this team. So I'm really excited about that. But wherever they need me to be, that's where I'll be.
What kind of details of route running do you want to improve between now and the start of the season?
I would say top of the routes, breaking in and out of routes. That comes with flexibility, things off the field. Be able to drop my hips even more. Just as a working on my route craft overall. I mean, even the best route runners, they got to get better at something.
From your time at USC to when you ended at Tennessee, where do you think you improved most in your game?
I would say it was all about playing time. The opportunity I got. You can't really experience anything if you're not out there as much. And so when I got that opportunity, now I can experiment other things I need to work on because it's kind of hard to compare, especially on the offensive side, USC and Tennessee, because I got the opportunity at Tennessee. I ran away with it, but now I can actually compare my Tennessee career to my rookie year. And so, just working on that, and then I'll be able to compare and contrast. But I really didn't even get the opportunity like I did at Tennessee. So those two are like you can't compare those.
Do you think that eventually, that we'll recognize that being 25 years old is actually an asset as you make this tradition? Do you think that's a benefit to be a little bit older?
It is a benefit because I'm coming in with maturity. I'm all about my business. I was young, but now that I'm older, I realize what's at stake, and this is the best job in the world. And so, like I said before, they're getting a guy that's mature and don't care much about partying, just coming in, and I'm ready to establish a role in this team to help us win games. Definitely, my mind is screwed on right. And so, yeah, they're definitely getting a mature guy that's all about his business. Is going to help this team in any way possible.
And when you talk about being a late bloomer, do you feel like as a football player that actually, were you able to use that sort of mindset to help you with your development as a football player, maybe coming on a little bit later?
I would say, yeah, with the, are you saying as a?
You talk about being a late bloomer, did that help you? Become a better football player, maybe taking a little bit more time to develop than maybe other guys?
Oh, yeah. It definitely helped me, especially, like I said, being a late bloomer growing up. I had to up my game, if I can say, especially, being around my older cousins and stuff, them being much bigger than me and things like that. I feel like it pushed me, it drove me harder to get where I'm at nowadays. And then it all came with, off-season work. Even in high school, I was always at QB Country with David Morris and Jack West, working on my craft, even when it wasn't my time to shine on the football field yet. And so that all came with, extra work and off-season work.
When it comes to the receiving element, for you personally, there's a clear need for production at receiver on this team. How do you, even as a rookie, how do you look at that as an opportunity? How do you view it coming in, and what do you hope to accomplish?
Show them the reason why I'm here in the first place. When the ball touched my hand, make a play.
Charles Tillman addressed the team earlier today. No, he's a defensive guy, but what did you take away from hearing him speak to the team today?
You talking about the meeting yesterday? Okay. Man, it just shows the passion, especially the passion he played with. And it goes for even the offensive ball, the passion you play with, the greatness, the determination. It really fired me up, even though, he was a defensive sided guy, just showing, even the history here, what are the standards. And so, yeah, that definitely fired me up as a receiver.